Hi, welcome back to Mr. Menta's ELL Classroom. Today we're going to be doing an interesting little lesson. It's not that easy to check, but I think it's important. We're going to be talking about this expression, when are you going to? When are you going to? To complete this lesson, you'll need this page, page 130 from your textbook. You do not need to print it. And this page, page 131 from your textbook. You do not need to print it. You also need a separate sheet of paper, like you need every day. So, this is all about this expression, saying, when are you going to, okay? And over here on page 130 at the top, we have this blue box. This is maybe a little confusing, but what they're trying to get you to point out is that you can put a lot of things after the words this or next. So I can say like, I'm going to clean my room this week, or this Sunday, or this January. You can use the word this with all of these words to talk about when you're going to do something. Talking about time. And then the same is true for next. I can say, I'm going to clean my room next week. Or, I'm going to clean my room next July, which might be more accurate. Or, next spring. Okay? And then over here on this other side, we have these expressions which all just mean now. Right now. So I could say, I'm going to clean my room right now, or I'm going to clean my room right away, immediately, or at once. They all work. It'll make sense when you see some examples. So let's go on to the examples. So in the example here, we've got this guy talking to this guy, and he's going to say, when are you going to wash your clothes? Let's see. I'm going to wash them this week. So that's what they were trying to explain in this blue box here. This week. This is a way you can answer the question, when are you going to do something? This is a very useful question. You can ask almost anything. When are you going to go to the store? When are you going to cook dinner? You know. So, if you don't know how to say this, you should. It's very useful. When are you going to fix our doorbell? I'm going to fix it next Friday. Okay? I always like it when they get some emotion in the pictures. I feel like the artist is having fun. When are you going to cut your hair? I'm going to cut it this summer. So he's probably not going to cut his hair. He looks kind of like my hair, doesn't he? But that's because all the barbers have been closed during the quarantine. I'm going to try to get it cut this weekend. I think they're open again. And last, when are you going to call the plumber? I'm going to call him right now. Okay? See, their house is full of water. So the artist was having fun with that one. So that's the gist of it. And we're going to practice asking and answering some questions like that on the next page. Okay? Now, if you have someone at your home to practice with, someone like a brother or a sister, or your parents are able to practice with you, this is another good exercise for you to practice speaking. This is a good speaking exercise. It's a better speaking exercise than a writing exercise. So if you have someone you can practice speaking with, I want you to speak this exercise and not write it. Only want you to write it as your second choice if you don't have someone good to practice with. Okay? So at the top it says, practice conversations with other students. Use any of the time expressions on page 130. Okay? So there's not one right answer to these. There's a lot of answers. Number one, when are you going to clean your garage? So, look at the picture. There's two people. So in our answer, we're going to say we. We're going to clean our garage next year, or next week, or right now. Doesn't matter what you say. You know, you can say any one of these. Just practice using different time expressions. Use a different time expression for each picture. So if you say next week for this picture, don't say next week for this picture. You already used next week, okay? All right, so take out your separate sheet of paper. Write down the answers to these questions, unless you have someone good to practice with, in which case practice speaking the questions. Either way, pause the video now and get to work. If you're working on your own, write down the answer to every question. If you're working with a partner, take turns asking and answering questions until you've done every question, all of them, okay? And then made up some extra at the end. Because that's what we have down here. At the end, it says, ask another student, when are you going to? So make up a new question here at the bottom, okay? All right, pause the video, get to work. All right, did you pause the video and write some answers? Okay, so I'm just going to give you some examples of what you could say. Okay, you had many options. So just because I say something different than what you say, that doesn't mean it was wrong. Okay, there's many right answers here. It's a tricky one to do over video. So number 2, when are you going to call your grandmother? I'm going to call her right now. Okay. Could be any time. Maybe I'm going to call her next week. Or maybe I'm going to call her this week. Okay? I'm 35 years old. All my grandparents are dead now. I wish I'd called them more. Number 3. When are you going to fix your bicycle? I'm going to fix it next year. Number 4. When are you going to visit us? I'm going to visit you tomorrow. Let's get some months into some of the answers here. When are you going to wash your car? I'm going to wash my car next May. Number 6. When are you going to plant flowers this year? I'm going to plant flowers this spring. When are you going to write your Aunt Martha? I'm going to write her this afternoon. Mr. Smith, when are you going to iron those pants? I'm going to iron them immediately. And then new question. Now ask another student. When are you going to? When are you going to graduate high school? Okay. You might say, I'm going to graduate high school in, what, 6 years? Which seems like a long time now, but it's not. All right, that's enough for today. That was a short one. Good work. See you next time.